What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and a lot of new information has come out regarding the 6ix9ine case. But before we get into that, be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at QuakeGW. A link is in the description below for both. A lot has happened since my last 6ix9ine video. I don't want to do videos for every little thing that happens in this case because there's just going to be multiple videos, 2 to 3 minute videos about things that just don't need to be made a separate video for. So I decided to wait until a lot of information came out, and now I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's happened recently and why it's very important. So since the last video, it's been official that 9 out of the 11 defendants have pleaded guilty in their case. Now, in order for this thing not to go to trial, as we all know, all 11 of the defendants have to plead guilty to their charges, or else in September, it's going to go into trial. And if it goes to trial, 6ix9ine will have to go on the stand and basically snitch on everybody. And of course, 6ix9ine's legal defense team definitely wanted everybody to plead guilty because they could have then asked the judge to try to get bail for 6ix9ine so he could have been out until January 2020, which would then be his sentencing. But of course, as we know, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like one person is not going to plead guilty. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on September 4th, which is the trial date. Now, why isn't the last guy pleading guilty? Well, that guy feels like he has nothing to do with 6ix9ine getting kidnapped. Apparently, this last guy is getting accused of kidnapping 6ix9ine, even though 6ix9ine never mentioned who he got kidnapped by. If you guys remember, back in July of 2018, 6ix9ine got kidnapped, beaten up, and robbed. And to the article, it says, at the hearing at Manhattan's Thurgood Marshall Courthouse on Tuesday, it became clear that at least one of the 2 remaining defendants in the 6ix9ine case, racketeering case, is determined to have his day in court. Anthony Harv Ellison allegedly kidnapped and robbed a controversial rapper last July. Ellison and Nuke are the only defendants in the sprawling case who have not yet pleaded guilty in federal court on Tuesday. Ellison's lawyer shared that his client had no intention of doing so. He agreed to Judge Paul's assessment that it was a safe bet that there would be a trial, an outcome that the 6ix9ine's lawyers had publicly hoped would not occur. And Ellison's lawyer is saying that 6ix9ine never directly accused Ellison of kidnapping and robbing him. So because of that, they're taking it to trial because he's saying, hey, my client here had nothing to do with robbing and trying to kill 6ix9ine or whatever the case was in July. So because that was never said by 6ix9ine himself, why is he getting accused of this? And he's saying that the court has no proof and 6ix9ine has no proof. So if they go to trial, 6ix9ine will have nothing on him, and that's why they want to go to trial. Another significant thing that's happened just recently is 6ix9ine has added someone who's very good to his legal team, and his name is Alex Spiro. He worked with Rock Nation. He's apparently a very good affiliate with Jay-Z. He helped 21 Savage get out of that ICE situation that he was in. So he added this person to his defense team, and it's all about your defense team on how much time you get for the things that you've done. If you have a very good defense team, he more than likely will only get probation time. So we'll see how this plays out for him in September of hiring Alex. And another major thing that has happened is this past Thursday, the first defendant that was charged in this racketeering case from those 11 that were caught has been sentenced to 5 years. The article says, on Thursday morning, Judge Paul Engelmeyer's courtroom in Lower Manhattan was filled with over a dozen observers, many in tears, when he sentenced Jacel Ish Butler to 60 months in prison. Butler is the first defendant in the 6ix9ine racketeering case to be sentenced. He admitted to his role in the April 3rd, 2018 armed robbery in the lobby of Times Square building that houses This Is 50, a robbery that 6ix9ine reportedly filmed from the backseat of a nearby car, and proceeds of which were found in an apartment that rap star was renting. Butler's 60-month sentence, which comes along with 3 years of supervised release, was the mandatory minimum, the lowest possible he could get given his plea. Assistant United States Attorney Michael D. Longier admitted at the sentencing that out of the case many defendants accused of being part of the 9 Trey gangsta blood gangs, Butler was the lower end of culpability. He acted as the driver during the April robbery and was present. Longier said at several other 9 Trey related violent incidents, including the April 21st, 2018 shooting during an Adrian Broner fight at the Brooklyn's Barclays Center. So they're saying he's been around a lot of unfortunate events that happened, but he didn't play a major role in them. Like they said earlier, he just was the guy driving the car when that robbery happened earlier in April. Butler's lawyer, Sean Murray, told the court that his client was remorseful for the number of reasons. Butler greatly appreciates the attorney continued to risk his actions presented to the public and the pain he caused his family, his loved ones, and himself. Maher said of Butler, 37, he has been an active father and a member of the PTA for many years. He has really been there for the people he cares about. Butler began crying when he got his chance to speak. He said, I knew my actions and being around the people I was around could cause harm to people, and I deeply apologize. He said he spoke of his children. When I serve my time, I'm going to make a difference in their lives. I apologize for everything. So like I said earlier in the article, Butler is just someone who ended up participating in a lot of these events, but wasn't like a key factor. So they weren't really going after him that much. I feel like they're mainly focused on Shotty and those that are higher up in the 9 Trey blood gangs. And to get 5 years isn't that bad. To get any jail time obviously is horrible, whether it's a day to 5 years to 10 years, whatever. Any time in prison just sucks. But 5 years for all this stuff that's been going on, and the fact that he pleaded guilty and didn't have to go to trial, they gave him the minimum sentence that he could get, which isn't that bad regarding everything that's going on. And I'm sure other people are going to get way worse time. Another thing that recently came up was that 6ix9ine's current girlfriend, who is constantly allegedly talking to him on the phone while he's locked up, posted a picture of her on Instagram and said in the caption, 6 more months, motherfucker, with the rainbow emoji, which obviously indicates 6ix9ine, house, which indicates he's coming home, and then the hearts is the love thing. But she ended up changing that caption, and if you look 6 more months from now, it's obviously landing on January, which is the time that a lot of people predict 6ix9ine is going to come home. He's probably only going to get probation time. He's not actually going to get sentenced. She did end up changing the caption to these jail calls are serious. And remember, everyone has to plead guilty in order for 6ix9ine to have trial in January 2020. And if he does and doesn't get sentenced to anything, then he's a free man. The next person that pleaded guilty is scheduled to get sentenced on August 14th, and that's Fahim Crippy Walter. He, in early April, pleaded guilty to 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, as well as 1 count of participating in a narcotics distribution conspiracy, which carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in prison and a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. But since he pleaded guilty, I believe the judge is going to be a little bit more lenient. He's probably going to do anywhere from 5 to 10 years maybe locked up behind bars, which is, as more start to plead guilty and as more start to get sentenced, they're going to get worse, sentencing. This guy's the first one that pleaded guilty and got his sentencing, got 5 years. This next one that's going to plead guilty and get his sentencing is probably going to get 5 to 10 years. The next one's probably going to get 10 to 15, and so on and so forth. That's what I believe is going to happen. The worst ones are going to get sentenced later. Now, like I said earlier, if they all plead guilty, 6ix9ine doesn't have to go and testify. 6ix9ine then gets sentenced on January 2020, and I feel like he's going to get out with the least worst sentencing because they used him as sort of, the one to fund this type of thing and kind of manipulated him. He's going to go with that story that they manipulated him, they, threatened his life for his money, so on and so forth. So I feel like the judge is going to be like more lenient towards him since he's a kid as well. He's younger than all of them. Most of these guys in these gangs are in their 30s, 40s, and 6ix9ine is like in his early 20s. And as time goes on, there are a lot of rumors of a lot of people that are associated with Treyway Entertainment, people that are still out and that did not get locked up for the racketeering charge, that are out saying that Shotty is the one that's snitching. He's the first one that started snitching. I don't know how true this is. Obviously, I'm going to have to look more into it. I'm working on a documentary about this whole 6ix9ine case, about his career, about how this happened, because this is one of the biggest stories ever in hip-hop, back to when Irv Gotti and Ja Rule got raided by the FBI. Because when the FBI get involved, it's obviously something very seriously. But that's it for the updates regarding the 6ix9ine case and everybody else that that decided to cop pleas and everybody else that's involved. That's the updates for it. I'll keep you guys updated as more stuff happens, more serious stuff that's actually important. And let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think 6ix9ine was the one who initially started snitching? Do you guys think it's shoddy? Do you guys think everyone is just pointing fingers at each other because they don't want to get in trouble for the most time? There's a lot going on, but as time goes on, the truth will eventually be revealed. There's going to be people that come out of prison after all this that are going to say, hey, this is the person that initially snitched and this is what happened, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's it for the update video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse-mentality. For just $1 a month or more, you can help support this channel further. A link is in the description below for that. Like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. I do videos like this daily on hip-hop news and much more. So definitely subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.